No kartals, mridanga. Kartals, mridanga. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Yashodanandana Brajjanarandana Yashodanandana Brajjanarandana Yamunatira Vanachamari Yamunatira Vanachamari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Yashodanandana Brajjanarandana Yashodanandana Brajjanarandana Yamunatira Vanachamari Yamunatira Vanachamari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Yashodanandana Brajjanarandana Yashodanandana Brajjanarandana Yamunatira Vanachamari Yamuna Tira Vanatari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Vihara Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Vihara Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Shama Sundara Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Rasbihari Radhe Jaya Radha Vinod Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Radha Gopinata Radhe Jaya Radha Giridhari Radhe Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe. Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe. Jaya Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Vishupad, Paramahamsa Parivarajagacaya, Sota Sapta Shishavachila, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jaya Vishupad, Paramahamsa Parivarajagacaya, Sota Sapta Shishavachila, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki. Jai Sri Rup Sri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jeev Gopala Bhatta Rasa Raghunath Sari Goswami Prabhu ki. प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवजरी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपाल गोप गोपीनाथ कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय श्री मथुर धाम की जय श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय वृंद देवी तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की गंगा यमुना देवी की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्री श्री गौनिताय की श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल सामवेद भक्त वृंद की All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasatim vyasam tato jayamudhirayet. Nashtapaye shabadesho nityam bhagavate sevaya bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistike. Ete chamsa kalapumsam krishnastu bhagavan sayam. Indriyar vyakulam lokam redyante yuge yuge. Nama sanketanam yasya sarva papa pranasanam pranamaduka samanastam namami harim param. Nigama kalpataror gilatam palam sukamukam malvritari visamudam vibada vargtam rasamarayam muro rasigavu vibhavukaham. So today is very auspicious day. The appearance day of Radharamanju. Also today is Noka Vihar or Salila Vihar, both in water pastimes of the Lord, full Dola Utsav. Also the appearance day of Sri Madhavendra Puri. And Srinivasa Acarya and Disappearance Day of Paramesvari Puri. So we'll talk about these events and this great personality's life. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnanandanachalakaya Chaksuranmridam Yanam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobestam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Nama Eva Kevalam Kaulau Nastyeva Kattiranyatam Maduram Madurebhyopi Mangalebhyopi Mangalam Pavanam Pavanebhyopi Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. So first, would like to speak about Sri Madhavendra Puri, an eternal associate of the Lord. He appeared by the will of the Lord before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is mentioned that he was the spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master. The spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Ishvara Puri, and so his spiritual master is Madhavendra Puri. It is mentioned that he came in this world to plant the seed of Braj Bhakti, of devotional service following the moods of Krishna's eternal associates, the Brijabasis. It is mentioned that in Rupa Goswami's book, Goganadesh Deepika, that Madhavendra Puri in Braj, in the spiritual world, is a Kalpa Vriksha tree, a wish-fulfilling desire tree. In the spiritual world, whatever you want, you may ask from these trees. Like here in this world, from the mango tree, you can get a mango. From the banana tree, you can get a banana. From there, you can get whatever you want. It is also mentioned that he can give the fruits of pure devotional service, and specifically, he can give the 5 relationships which are there with Krishna. Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, and Madhuryaras. Of course, we know that our constitutional position is that of an eternal servant of Krishna. Jivere Sopoi Krishnere Nityadas. So our relationship with Krishna is already there, but it has to be awakened. it has to be manifested. And it will be done usually by the mercy of the Lord and His associates, through His associates. Just like Madhavendra Puri. So, if you think, so a tree, what a tree can do, even in the spiritual world, so the tree is there, and so it is mentioned in Chantaras, in servitude, in neutral relationship, because the tree, or even others, maybe they are animals, and they have love for Krishna. And as we say that, and it is mentioned that he can give the 5 relationships of the mood, of the 5 relationships. Shanta Dasya Saksha. That means he must have that also. That means he has it. If I have 1,000 rupees, I can give a beggar 100 rupees. If I only have 100 rupees, how much I can give him? So he has this feeling, so he's there in a neutral relationship as his tree. So because he cannot fully engage physically as a tree, he cannot embrace Krishna. But in his consciousness, he has this feeling and he would like to serve Krishna in many ways. As a servant, in a friendly relationship, and embracing in a parental affection, and even in conjugal affection. Like when Krishna is there, Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, especially at night time when Radha Krishna meet in the kunjas, in the bowers of Braj, where there are many trees and bushes and creepers, and so they can also see the loving exchange of Radha and Krishna. So they have some conjugal feelings also, and they want to assist, and they are assisting in that they are used to make a kunj, and if the fruits are there, whatever is desired, they can supply. In this way, they are helping in every way possible. But not to the full extent, like the friends of Krishna, they can embrace Krishna, but the tree is not able to do. But he's feeling in this way, and then Krishna may go and he may embrace the tree also, or caress the creepers. So this way the loving exchange is there. So he came to give this Braj Bhakti, and he was very renounced, and it is mentioned, of course, he went to different holy places, but then he decided to spend most of his time in Sri Vrindavan Dham, and specifically he went to Govardhan also, and near Govinda Kund, there's the Betak of Madhavendra Puri, where he used to sit and chant the holy names, the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So he was chanting the holy names, not just a few rounds, not just 16, at least 64 or even more. And he was eating very little. As a renounced person, so eating very little, mostly once a day. And that also very little. So, and it is by tradition that the sannyasis or the renunciants, Babajis, they may go to beg from different householders, places, but usually also selective. It's not that they go to anybody. They will go to persons who they know, and they know that these are nice devotees who are doing their devotional service nicely. And they will only go to few houses, just to beg as much as they need, not over-endeavoring and over-collecting. Have to get a big bag so it will last for 1 month. No, just begging a little bit. Sometimes dry chapatis or chickpeas or milk and so on. So one time he was doing one vrat known as Ayashchit Vrat. He was thinking, let me just chant the holy names. And then Krishna, as we know, Bhaktarangik Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. So Krishna is although he's appearing as a coward boy, but he's the Supreme Lord, the source of everything. Maheshwar. All the spiritual material worlds emanate from him. Sara Aishwarya Purna. So the different opulences which may be there, beauty, wealth, strength, knowledge and so on. These are there in the personality of Krishna to the fullest extent. Is most beautiful. Even Narayan, Ramchandra Bhagavan, they are not as beautiful as Krishna. He is most beautiful. Krishna is performing his wonderful pastimes in the spiritual realm, but then he's manifesting here also in this world. And he's manifesting also in front of his pure devotees. When they're chanting the holy names, especially in the age of Kali, because it is the Yuga Dharma, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has established. The chanting of the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Mahaprabhu came to establish the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names, and is the Supreme Lord, but he came as a devotee, chanting himself the holy names, and mostly 1 lakh, means around 64 rounds. 64 is a good number, but if you count, 57 rounds and some mantra will make 1 lakh. Or you can say 58 rounds will make 100,000 names. But because the number 64 is good, it is the custom amongst the followers of Mahaprabhu to chant 64 rounds. Like 4 rounds, 8, 12, 16, like that. These are auspicious numbers for chanting. And so 64 is auspicious. But even before Mahaprabhu's appearance, the holy names were chanted by different devotees like Haridas Thakur. Even before he met Mahaprabhu, he was chanting 3 lakh names, 3 times 64 rounds. And so Madhavendra Puri also, he was chanting before also the holy names. So the holy names, they are eternal. In the spiritual world, even the gopis sometimes, especially when they feel separation from Krishna, they chant the holy names. In the spiritual world, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Navadvip is there, and he's chanting the holy names. That is the main occupation of Mahaprabhu, chanting the holy names with his associates. And in this material world, so Mahaprabhu himself is coming with the holy names. He appeared. Falgun Mas, Purnima Titi, full moon, day and night, evening time. And there was an eclipse. And so during eclipse, everyone is usually engaged in some spiritual activities. Even those who are materialistic, because they know eclipse is not so auspicious, a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. So therefore, they think, or they then chant the holy names, the Maha Mantra, or the names of Krishna, Govinda, Krishna, Hari, Mukunda, and so on. So the holy names were there distributed by Mahaprabhu himself. But to the holy names, even in the material world, it is mentioned in the scriptures. The Maha Mantra is mentioned in the scriptures. So even before, even in previous yugas, sometimes they were chanting the Maha Mantra, but not so much, because it is not the Yuga Dharma. In previous age, worship of the deities was the Yuga Dharma, and before that, performing great sacrifices, and before that, meditation. But the holy names, they are ever present also in this world. But specifically in the age of Kali, by chanting the holy names, one can easily advance and attain perfection. Kaleya doshani de raja nasti eko mahan guna kirtana deva Krishna sya mukta sangha parambrajet. Although the age of Kali is full of faults, but there's one good quality, and that is simply by chanting the holy names, one may attain perfection. So Madhavendra Puri was absorbed in chanting the holy names. And so at Govardhan, and so he was doing this Ayashchit Vrat, not asking anything from anybody, depending on Krishna. Krishna will supply, even the elephants. So they are not asking anybody for food. Even the wild elephants in South India, not so much here around, but in South India, in Bengal, Assam, there are wild elephants. And they're eating quite a lot. And every day they eat sufficient. But they're not asking anybody. It is there, available. And by the Lord's arrangement, everyone will get his food. So therefore he was thinking, why I should beg? I chant the holy names and whatever I'm supposed to get, I will get. Sometimes he was getting something and he was accepting a little bit, sometimes not. And he didn't bother, he was just chanting the holy name. So sometimes he was not eating anything, just maybe drinking a little water. So one time Krishna thought, well, he's doing a lot of austerity, and he saw that he had not eaten for 2 days. Krishna is Gop Kumar, is Gop, young, of course, Kishoravasta. Eternally he is 15, 16 years old. But he's appearing in this world as a baby and then growing up till Kishoravasta. So he's known as the son of Nanda Baba. He was the king, he's a coward man and the king of Braj. And so, therefore Krishna is known as a Gop. Gopal Krishna, Gop. Cowboy. Most beautiful. So he came, but he came a little bit disguised. In other words, he was hiding his peacock feather, because usually he always has a peacock feather. And the flute, he's playing the flute. He's very fond of playing the flute and he's most expert. She was putting his flute between his dhoti and kamarband, the cloth around the waist. And sometimes he has a belt also. And then he had a chadar, a kurta also. So that day he didn't wear a yellow dhoti, because mostly Krishna wears a yellow dhoti. Why? Because it is his favorite color. Why? Because that is Radharani's color. Gaurangi. So therefore he wants to embrace Radharani, but he cannot always embrace, so he's wearing a yellow dhoti. And a yellow chadar. So he can put the chadar like this, like embraced by Shrimati Radharani. So he had that other color. And even we can see the deities don't have any everyday yellow. Somebody sometimes asking, why Krishna not wearing yellow dhoti? Usually he has, but not always. And every day Krishna is meeting the gopis at Radhakund. Madhyana Lila. And the different kunjas are there of the gopis. And different colors. So when Krishna, because he has to be a little careful that sometimes some persons may be coming, like the so-called mother-in-law and sister-in-law of Radharani, Jatila and Kutila. So therefore sometimes he has a kind of hide. He has to hide. So sometimes he's there in kunjas and they all have the same dress, Krishna and Srimati Radharani, depending on the color of the kunj. So that if somebody comes, they cannot see them clearly. So this way he has different dresses during the day also. So he came a little disguised, and so he put some chandan on his face also. So his beautiful shamrang was not seen. Like today, also this afternoon, we'll put chandan on Krishna, because it is hot, usually at this time. Today is a little cloudy. Because pastime is there also, Nok Bihar, both pastime. So we will put chandan and you will not see his blackish complexion. He'll be covered with chandan, so chandan sandalwood color will be there. So then he had a pot of milk. And he told Madhavendra Puri, Baba, here I have some milk for you. I heard from the villagers that you're fasting, you're doing a special vrat, so he didn't eat anything today and yesterday. So here, take this milk. And he was so much attracted to this boy. And he was a great devotee. He was attracted to Krishna. And he was thinking, why am I attracted to this boy? So beautiful boy. So usually those who are attracted to Krishna, they are not attracted to anything of this world. Mobile, this or that, or women, or whatever. So he was thinking, why am I attracted to this boy? So beautiful. Anyhow, whatever, he took the milk and said, thank you. And then that boy, Krishna, disappeared and he drank the milk and he was feeling so much ecstatic and tears were coming from his eyes. Ashta Sattvika Bhav. He became stunned and murchit. He fell to the ground, unconscious. And then actually he realized, Krishna revealed himself, that it was him who came to give the milk. So then he woke up crying, hoi, 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 I saw Krishna, I could not recognize Krishna, crying, crying. So devotees, the advanced devotees, they are crying a lot. Crying because they feel insignificant, they want to meet Krishna. And then when they see Krishna and they chant the holy names, they feel so much bliss because Krishna is the source of all bliss, Paramanand. And then Krishna is disappearing from the eyes of the devotees sometimes. They're chanting or they sing Krishna, and Krishna is disappearing. Then they feel separation, Viraha Bhav. And then they're crying, Krishna, Krishna, where are you? So that is known as Viraha Bhav. So feeling of separation. And so many pastimes are there with Madhavendra Puri, but we don't have so much time, unfortunately, because 9 o'clock we're supposed to stop. But anyhow, so there's one time in the summer, and actually this Chandan Yatra is there. So that started in our Sampradaya also because of Sri Madhavendra Puri. So one time again he was chanting the holy names, and then so he had a dream, and one deity came to him, Gopal, and told him, my name is Gopal. The devotees, the pujaris, they bury me in the ground because the Muslims were attacking, and out of fear they buried me, and then they ran away for their lives. So please, you take me out and you worship me. And he got up and then he called the villagers and told, there's a Gopal deity there, he came to me in a dream, so we should take him out and we should worship him. So they went to that particular place, and so that was actually at Govardhan. And then he did a very big Abhishek. And so he had some devotees there who were accepting him as spiritual master, and so instructed them how to do the Abhishek with water and of course milk first and yogurt, ghee, honey and sugar water, and then with plain water. So they did a very nice Abhishek and they dressed Gopal very nicely. And then they did Anakut Utsav. Anakut, Govardhan Puja is Anakut Utsav since Krishna's time, offering big hill of foodstuffs to Govardhan. And then Krishna manifested and accepted. So he was organizing Anakut Utsav, and he asked all the villagers around to bring their offerings. And so just like this morning announcements was made, that this afternoon we have a boat festival at the Goshala. And so an offering will be there, so all the devotees, they can cook something at home and bring it to the Goshala there. There's this cafe, garden cafe, and there it will be offered. So he told everyone, bring some offering and we'll offer to Gopal. And everyone was very enthusiastic because beautiful deity of Gopal. And huge amount of rice, chapatis, parathas, puris, dal, and so different sabjis, and so many sweets, halwa, sweet rice, and then ladus, burfis, and so on. And then that was offered, and Madhavendra Puri, because he was renounced, he didn't want to stay there and just worship the deities, but he wanted to do his bhajan of chanting the holy names. So instructed two devotees, actually the sons of the famous Vallabha Acharya, to take care of the deities. And actually that deity was then moved later on to Rajasthan, to Natwar. Still the deity is there, Natwar. And so the followers of Vallabhacharya, actually they're still worshipping up to this day. Gopal, Srinathji. So deity, beautiful deity. And actually one hand is up, the left hand, with a little finger. Why? Because Krsna, he was lifting Govardhan hill when he was just 7 years old. A huge hill he was lifting up with a little finger of the left hand, not with the right hand. Because usually the right hand is stronger because we do things with the right hand. But with the left hand, with the little finger, the weakest finger, and Govardhan hill. So beautiful deity. And so then he went on. And then he had another dream, that when he was still there at Govardhan, Gopal, it was summertime. He was saying, Babaji Maharaj, Babaji, I'm feeling hot. Although Krishna is transcendental, but it is his pastime. I'm feeling little hot. It's hot now. You please go and get some chandan, some sandalwood. So in Malayagiri is there in the south, near Jagannath Puri. So you go and get some Malaya chandan. A very long way from here. No airplane, no train, no cars. You can go by horse, maybe they were going, or bullock cart, or walking. So he was walking. And it took him time. Of course, he was walking very fast. And then he reached, and then he took darshan there of Gopinath, near Remuna, near Jagannath Puri, just a few hours from there. And they were offering a special kheer, Amrita Keli. And he saw they offering some kheer, and he was thinking that, I would like to try that so I can offer to my deity. And then he was thinking, hoi, that is not nice. Before Krishna is eating and thinking of tasting, although he was not thinking for himself, but so he could offer to his deity. But still he was thinking not proper. He left and chanted the holy names. Gopinath, so is there in everyone's heart. Gopinath Sarvavyapi is in the Paramatma, the super soul, is an expanded form of Krishna. So he knew the mood of Madhavendra Puri. So he kept one of these container, earthen pot of kheer. It's actually cooked down milk, rabri, known as Amrita Keli, very special. And he hid it behind his dhoti. And somehow the pujari, he was not counting, usually at 12 numbers. Somehow he didn't notice there are only 11. So by yoga maya, internal potency, he could not understand. And at night time, Gopinath came in the dream of the pujari. My dear pujari, I kept one kheer behind my dhoti for my dear devotee Madhavendra Puri. He is there in the marketplace chanting the holy names. Night time nobody is there, but he was just sitting there and chanting the holy names. You go and bring it to him. Oh, he woke up and took a bath quickly and went there on the altar. And so on, he brought the pot and he went to the marketplace. Any devotee here, Madhavendra Puri? And he said, yes, I'm here. What's happened? He's thinking how he knows my name. A Gopinath stole one pot of kheer for you. And therefore is known as Cheer Chor Gopinath. Cheer Chor Gopinath ki. So but then he thought, I don't want name, fame, glory. The same old story. Everyone is after name, fame and glory. If they don't have material desires, then I want this and that, new car, new mobile and so on. Then prestige, one wants prestige. I want to become president of the temple or head pujari or this or that. Or be known as best singer, best book distributor. I'm speaking nice, Krishna Katha. No, that should not be there. We should do seva bhav. Whatever seva we have, that is the mercy of the Lord. And we do for Krishna's pleasure, not for our pleasure, not to attract others. So he thought, let me just go away because I'm sure this pujari will tell others and then everyone will be coming to me and say, hoi hoi, you're such a great devotee. So he went and left towards Jagannath Puri to get his chandan. So then, morning, sure enough, pujari went around, hey, Gopinath took one kheer and gave to one devotee. He stole the kheer and he told me in the dream to bring it. Where is the devotee? Everyone looking around, but they couldn't see him because he had left. So Madhavendra Puri got the chandan, but that time it was difficult to bring it back and so many taxes are there. Even nowadays you can, if one has to bring some things, there's the tax is there at the border of each Pradesh. So, so then it was difficult, but anyhow he was trying. And he was on the way back, he had to go through Remuna. And there in Remuna, then Gopal from Govardhan came to him in a dream and telling him, we took so much trouble to go there and now bring the chandan. And it will take too much time to come back. So you better apply this chandan, the sandalwood, by making a paste and you apply it to Gopinath and then he will be fine. And I'll be fine too because we are not different. So then he told the devotees and they were all happy and they saw that he's such a great devotee. The Lord appearing in his dream and stealing the kheer and so, but they all happily did the seva of grinding chandan like our devotees are doing and then applying to Gopinath. Of course, Gopinath is small. But then Madan Mohan and Govinda Deva are there too. And by the way, the Gopinath deity was carved by Ramchandra Bhagavan. Because one time, so he was speaking to Sita Devi when they were in exile, and he was telling, of course, so many things were going on there. And then he said, in next incarnation I'll be Krishna, my name will be Krishna Gopinath. And so he'll be Radha and other gopis will be there. And then she was thinking, oh, it would be nice to see this form of yours. And he said, okay, I will make a deity. And out of stone he made a deity of Gopinath. So that same deity is there in Remuna, which was carved by Ramchandra himself. So, Gopinath Ju ki, Madhavendra Puri ki. So today also, so boat festival is there, and so different times, Salila Vihara is there, water pastimes of Krishna and Radha Kund, or Manasi Ganga nearby, and there's a boat festival there, or at the Jamuna also. So here we are near to the Jamuna. The Goshala is also near to the Jamuna, so our meditation today is in the afternoon, that the boat festival is there at the Jamuna, with Radha Krishna and the gopis. So So one time Krishna, he was disguised as a boatman. And the gopis wanted to cross the Jamuna. And even one time in Ganga, he was disguised. And then he asked a high price, and they said, this is too much, too much. Then ultimately said, anyhow, whatever you want to give, you give. And then they're sitting in a boat and they're going around. And also at Ganga there one time. Then the clouds were there. By Krishna's arrangement, he called the clouds. Krishna is Yogeshwar. Most powerful, and he has, of course, all the mystic powers which are there fully in Krishna. He can do anything. He is the Supreme Lord. He is creating the material universes by his expanded form. He can do anything. So it's by thinking, let there be some clouds. Then the clouds are coming. And thunder was there, and some lightning, and drizzling a little bit of water. And Krishna actually had made a hole in the boat, and then closed it. And then as he was rowing the boat, and the gopis were there, and then he took out, so from the hole he had to put a piece of wood. He made a hole and put a piece of wood. He took out the wood from the hole, and then the water coming in. And then it's raining lightly, and he's shaking the boat a little bit. And the gopis a little scared. Oh, and then Krishna himself is saying, look, the boat is sinking. Hoi, hoi, what to do? Krishna, Krishna, calling out to Krishna. Boatman, please help us. What to do? We have too many things also. You throw your milk pots and pots of ghee into the river. And they did that. The still is sinking. You're too heavy. You have too much gold jewelry. Just throw away your jewelry. And they did that also, and still sinking a little bit. And Krishna was smiling and smiling, and then, of course, then Radharani could see that this is actually her beloved Shyam, and then they were embracing each other, and Krishna is closing the hole again, so the boat is not sinking. Nauka Vihara ki. So, full Dola Utsav also. So many pastimes are there with the Lord, and just like the eternal pastimes are going on in the spiritual world known as Ashtakaliya Lila, but then in this world, Naimitika Lila there, Krishna is appearing, childhood pastimes and so on, and then lifting Govardhan hill. So these are pastimes in this world. So similarly in the seva of the Lord, the daily seva is there which we have. That is according to Krishna's pastimes in the spiritual world, like he's waking up, at which time? 3:36, Nishanta Lila is starting. Because in the spiritual world, Krishna is there in the Nikunja, and then he has to get up and bring the Devi, and then with the help of the parrots and Kakati and female monkeys, waking up the divine couple. And then, so to some extent, the seva, nitya seva, daily seva is there, regulated way for us to remember the eternal pastimes. And then the occasional pastimes are there, Naimitika Lila of the Lord, like boat festival, swing festival, and Krishna's appearance. So they are celebrated both. So wonderful pastimes of the Lord, and when we worship the deities, we try to incorporate some of these pastimes of the Lord also in the seva of the Lord and for the pleasure of the devotees, so they can become attracted. Because without the deities, what is our life? We have not seen Krishna. So how we can remember, how we can serve? But because Krishna is manifested in the Vigraha, in the deity form, so therefore we can see, we can serve them, and there's an exchange. And then therefore we have to hear also about the Lord and His pastimes. Then it becomes one, the hearing of the pastimes, seeing the deity, and then chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So wonderful pastimes are there, and today also one associate of the Lord, Paramesvari or Paramesvari, Dasa Thakur, an associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was also actually an associate of Nityananda Prabhu. Dwadash Gopal, especially 12 dear friends of Nityananda Prabhu were there, who are Gopas, cowherd boys in Braj. So he's also a cowherd boy in Braj, and the pastimes of Krishna. Krishna Raj Kaviraj Goswami, so he glorified Parameswar Das and says, anyone who remembers Parameswar Das will easily attain love of Godhead, Krishna Prem. Of course, even better is than remembering is to glorify, or even therefore we do Jaikar, glorifying Parameswar Das ki, Parameswar Das ki, Parameswar Das ki. So very soon you will get Krishna Prem. Haribol. So, of course, Krishna Prem is already there in our heart, but it is in a dormant form. So we have to keep on chanting the holy names as much as possible. So then our consciousness becomes purified, the unwanted things in the heart are removed, and then Krishna Prem will manifest fully. So, at 9 o'clock, so we have to close, but we have to tell a few words about Srinivasa Acarya, another great personality, a pure devotee of the Lord. So, actually, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took sannyas. Anyone remembers where? Where? In Katwa, in Bengal, a few hours, well, not so far away from Mayapur Navadvip. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he, just before 1 month before his 25th anniversary of his appearance, he decided to take sannyas for the benefit of the fallen conditioned souls, to distribute the holy names, to distribute Braj Bhakti, Krishna Prem. So, on that day, when he was about to take sannyas, he asked one of his devotees, Kolavecha Sridhar, was a Brahmana, but he was not well-to-do so much, so he was selling his things from the garden, some vegetables, some kola, vecha. Vecha means to sell. Kola means bananas. He was selling bananas and banana leaves. So Mahaprabhu asked him to give him some loki. What is called in English, loki? Bottle gourd, I think, vegetable. But with the vegetables in India, sometimes you make some sweet. Like the pumpkin sabji is there, or even potatoes. They make potato halwa, or pumpkin sweet rice, pumpkin kheer, or loki kheer. So he told his mother, you make some loki kheer. So cooking down the loki in the milk, and adding, when it is a little fresh, a little cool down, then adding some date gur, and then offering to his shaligram, and then accepting some, giving some to his associates. And then the night time, evening time, so then he left and went to Katwa. Wonderful pastimes. So there in Katwa, at the time of the sannyas ceremony, there was one devotee, Chaitanya Das, and his wife was there also, and she was pregnant. And so then they were actually blessed by Mahaprabhu. And later on, when Mahaprabhu went to Puri, so Chaitanya Das and his wife were there. And she was pregnant at that time also, that was a short while after. And then Mahaprabhu told to Chaitanya Das, so he was an associate of Mahaprabhu, that your wife will give birth to a boy, and his name should be Srinivasa. And through Srinivasa, all the devotional literatures of Rupa and Sanatan will be distributed. So Srinivasa Acarya He was empowered by Mahaprabhu himself. And then he was empowered, of course, or he was blessed by the associates, and actually, even after Rupa and Sanatan left, so he became very prominent, Srinivasa Acarya, and his friend also Narottam Das Thakur, his two friends, and Shyamananda Prabhu. So after Rupa and Sanatan left, and Jiva Goswami was the main Acharya, and he told them that we should distribute the books. Our Rupa and Sanatan have given these wonderful instructions of Mahaprabhu in their books, and they were hand copying, no printing press at that time. But then they were distribute, and Jiva Goswami said we should distribute the books, not just study ourselves and just a few devotees should get the benefit, but we should distribute. So that was the first Sankirtan party, ordered by Jiva Goswami and Srinivas and Narottam and Shyamananda. They were the first Sankirtan devotees. So with the bullock cart they were going towards Bengal, Assam, and Manipur, and Orissa also. So then, actually on the way, there was one king. One king was there, and he was not so devotional, and then had astrologers also, and by astrology you can find out many things. And he wanted to loot the people from their riches. So he engaged his astrologers to find out if some rich person is coming. Astrologer making the chart, today some mendicants are coming from northern India and they have vast wealth with them. So then he told his man, so you take care of these people, you take whatever they have. So in the trunks, they have the most valuable thing. And what is that for the Brahmanas? The wealth is knowledge, the scriptures. That is the biggest wealth. So according to astrology, sometimes you may have some understanding, but sometimes you may not completely understand. So they thought money must be there, gold coins or jewelry or something. But there were only books. So they went there in the evening time when they were taking rest, they took all the boxes with the books, the trunks with the books. And they treed, and of course they had a bullock cart, and one cowman was there to take care of the bulls. And they got up and they saw the trunks with the books are gone, they were crying. But still we had to go on, so Srinivasa said, don't worry, I will try to find this, and you go ahead preaching. And Shyamananda and Narottam went. Narottam to Bengal, and Shyamananda, he went to Orissa for preaching. And then he find out there is a king here and he's not of such a good character. He went there and he thought, let me just be there for some time. And then somehow they engaged him in some seva in the kitchen, because he was Brahman. As a Brahman, he knew how to cook also. And then he heard the news in the town that the astrologers, and the king was disappointed. The astrologers said, some people are coming, some mendicants, they have a big amount of wealth in trunks. But there were only books. So that was the story, and everyone was a kind of course they couldn't laugh out loudly, because otherwise the king would be angry. But they only got books. And so he found out that they had the books there. So the books were still there with the king. And then somehow he was serving then, and he made friendship, and then he told the king that you took some books just recently. You got some books, right? And then he said, these are actually our books, my books, and my friends. These are books about devotional service. And actually your astrologers, they could not understand that this actually is the biggest wealth. It is more valuable than any kind of wealth of this world. Money and land and cows and buildings, transcendental knowledge. So he became astonished. This is more valuable than gold and land. Please tell me more about these books and the spiritual knowledge. And then he preached to him, and he became a devotee. The king became a devotee, and then after some time he released him, he begged forgiveness from him, and then he was able to take the books and then distribute the books also. And so Srinivasa Acharya, pure devotee of the Lord, and he actually, it is mentioned that he's a manjari in Krishna Lila, means a gopi friend of Srimati Radharani. So actually, a few times it happened when he was doing his meditation, then he saw Mahaprabhu. One time he saw Mahaprabhu and he wanted to he was offering a garland to Mahaprabhu in his meditation. Mahaprabhu was waiting for a little time, and then he gave the garland back to Srinivasa Acharya. And then, by transcendental arrangement, his meditation broke, and he had the garland around him, and a very divine fragrance, and all the devotees were there. Oh, this garland smells so very special. Another time, in his meditation, he was seeing Radha Krishna and the gopis and Krishna's friends playing holy lila, throwing the different colors and with the syringe, throwing water at each other. So he was there in the pastime and then throwing colors at Krishna and the other gopas, and the gopas, Krishna throwing garlands at the gopis on that manjari. And then his meditation after some times, of course, stopped. And then he was there in his body, but he was covered with a very special fragrance, and the colors of the holy lila were there. So he was a exalted devotee, and so doing wonderful preaching. So his name is actually, it is mentioned, Mani Manjari. So Srinivasa Acharya ki. So we pray to these great personalities, Srinivasa Acharya, Madhavendra Puri and Paramesvari Dasa, so we may develop taste for the holy names, so we may develop love for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Radha Krishna. Sri Radha Shama Sundar ki, Sri Radha Ramana ki, Satchinandana Gaura Hari ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol, Jai Jai Sri Radhe Sham, Hare Krishna.